But from a layman's perspective, what exactly is supply chain financing? करते क्या है उसमें?
So let's just first modify the term a bit. So we
Hmm.
finance supply chains. Okay, so
Okay.
and that's slightly different from supply chain financing. So let me just explain. So any
Hmm.
business in this world does two out of three things or does all three things: buy, make,
Right.
and sell.
Right.
या तो खरीदते हैं, कुछ बनाते हैं और कुछ बेचते हैं. ट्रेडर हो
बिल्कुल.
गए तो खाली खरीदते हैं और बेचते हैं. अब मैन्युफैक्चर
Hmm.
होगा तो कुछ खरीदते हैं, बनाते हैं और बेचते हैं. Right? I mean, these are
बिल्कुल.
only three things. Two out of the three things you have to do to be in business. You
True.
can't only buy or you can't only sell.
Right.
So if you have to figure that out and you realize that every business requires many people to buy from and many people to sell to, then you
Right.
automatically come to this point that you have to pay or you have to
Hmm.
receive payment.
Hmm.
And the fact is that in every B2B business, kata book hota hai. Everybody
बिल्कुल.
is basically running on credit. Now, either you
बिल्कुल.
need credit to pay someone upfront or you need credit to, pay your suppliers, whatever you need. You need some, money. And
Hmm.
usually you never have cash in your business that at that point in time. So therefore you have to take credit. So
Right.
if you take that and you say in the supply chain, if you just take an example of Maruti, let's say, right? And a Maruti
Hmm.
as an auto or any auto company will have incredible number of suppliers.
Right.
Those suppliers will have even more suppliers. Those suppliers will have even more suppliers by the time you come to the end of it. And similarly, the customer side, you will have dealers, and then in some cases, you will have smaller dealers and all that till it reaches the
Hmm.
customer. So a supply chain is actually a very interesting construct. If you look at
Right.
it, it's many businesses who are tied around a common goal.
Hmm.
And they all have to buy and sell from each other.
True.
And therefore, they all want credit. So if you
बिल्कुल.
can take that as one unit and figure out how are you going to finance them,
Hmm.
all those businesses. So some supply chains can have 10,000, 50,000 businesses in them. Some of them will only
Oh
have
wow.
10 or 15.
Hmm.
But every supply chain is complex.
बिल्कुल.
It is like an orchestra where none of the orchestra participants know each other or in front of each other. They are all beating
अच्छा.
to their own rhythm, but they all
Hmm.
have to sound like one song.
Okay.
A.R. Rahman का composability चाहिए उसमें.
Interesting.
Snip and put it all together, right? So that's how a
Right.
typical supply chain works. And
Hmm.
when you want to provide credit to them, the entire thing that actually opens up a whole world to you, right? Because everybody is
Hmm.
dependent on everybody else. And especially
Hmm.
in COVID, you would have noticed that everybody went through trouble because not because an immediate guy could not supply, but the guy who was supplying to the immediate guy went out of business or could not
Right.
transport stuff, right? So
बिल्कुल.
suddenly people realize, oh, boss, I have to now think about a friend of a friend of a friend. Oh, LinkedIn ka aisa, 3 degrees of separation, 4 degrees of separation.
बिल्कुल.
So ultimately, finance is what glues this whole thing together and makes it possible.
Hmm.
So obviously manufacturing is the most important thing, but finance is what glues it together, and that's what we call ourselves financing of the supply chain.
Got
So
it.